Hello, mind the wild. It's time to channel another element, and the wind is up, air is up, and perhaps you can see the naked branches swaying somewhat gently in the wind behind me as we slowly crawl towards spring up here in the north. Uh, You'd probably guess that Denmark is a pretty windy place if you looked on a map, and you'd be right. So we're still talking about that one hurricane back in '99, but other than that, we have a frequent amount of storms, and it is like an eerie day when you can't hear the wind speaking its language. So out here in the hills to catch a fully silent day, I think I've caught one the past 5 weeks or so because it's just so rare, and we had a storm the other day, so the wind is really like a constant around here that you learn to live with, and of course we bike a lot too, so that presents some challenges that interacting with the wind in that sense when it's really keeping you downhill and back as you try to make your way someplace. So it is an element that I'm acquainted with. I feel, and I hope you are also feeling spring approaching. And I'm sending you much love out there. Salutations and good health to you, human beings. I speak as the embodiment of air. I speak as the winds that sweep past your planet, over your oceans and the vast expanses of empty space, of open landscape, and then finds its way to your cities, your habitations, your dwellings, and your noses. So notice that every breath of air encases these fragrance of the whole of the planet. You are drinking in the entirety of planet Earth as you breathe. Its atmosphere is composed in a way where this is the case. Some oxygen molecules, they will be freshly generated from the process of photosynthesis somewhere on the planet. Others will be old and hail from perhaps trees that are no longer here, that died millions of years ago. You will find that these different composite elements, in the extreme amount of molecules you breathe in and out, that there is an admixture, an alchemy to it. But of course, it is also seasonally blended. It is varied from day to day as the wind blows, so to speak. So the constancy is in constancy, but within the separate, there is always this admixture of the whole. So you also find that the variation of different particle matters and different airs in your atmosphere is somewhat consistent around the planet, though it is now changing. And with that, you also find the etheric element being charged. Notice that I, along with fire, I am closer to these etheric qualities, these ethers of open possibility, the quintessence below everything. And here you find yourself rising. So with the addition of carbon to the usual arrangement of oxygen, you will find that everything becomes far more volatile. And so the potential both for what you call mutations or changes in the material manifestations of vibration, they are far more available at this moment. But how do you work with air? Well, much as I am describing the variation within the whole, you also vary it in seasons and tempers. You understand that there are northern winds, there are winds that blow in from the east, and here the northwestern gales are often the ones that really blow in strong changes, but also violent turbulence. Whereas the winds from the south, and in summertime the east, they heat these bodies, and from the north they freeze people here. So in the middle, you will find that there is a composition, and that often these windswept nations, these peoples that this person arises from and is amongst, that they take on some of the qualities of the way the wind sweep their lands. They become windswept. They become a little hidden away, always seeking shelter, always seeking to get inside, always seeking to establish a place that is a literal shelter from the storm. This is an inclination you will find in windswept nations. And this drive towards the inside, this is a part of, we could call it the northern pressure. So notice these pressures in your body. If you were to take these dimensional directions of yours and add them to the way air moves in your body, the way breath expands it, notice that there are certain directions that you tend to expand in. Are you a lateral breather? Are you a front breather? Are you one who remembers to take in air to the backsides of your kidney, maybe even charge it down to your heels? These are all different winds, and as you have mapped out in some of your more ancient systems of medicine, you do understand that these winds, they influence tempers, health, and mood quite a bit. So the prescription, if you find yourself in this springtime approach, is to align with the winds of the east. And the winds of the east at this moment are winds that will dry you out, keep you in that way clear and free of phlegm. This also alludes to this constant drive and attempt towards balance that your system is tending towards. So take a deep and fresh breath of air. And notice that this element has exactly the movable quality. It is something that you can move about, that you can use as energy to charge in different places. And with this energy, you invigorate your life. So air is very akin to the element of thought, in that it is the place where the soft and invisible circumstances of matter are influenced by sudden movements and circumstances. And this is indeed what your thoughts are, rather than deep computations, which you actually require quite a lot of, let's say, mentation. That is, you require a lot of intention and dedicated effort to think deeply. But your everyday thoughts are rather these airs that move about. They are discernments of subtle, invisible, nuanced energies that align with the movement of circumstances within your body and within the wider world. Within these influences, these tempers, these airs that blow into your reality. So understand that you are always at the center of the storm, and wherever you are blown to, you are still at the center, still being swept away, still being carried, still having your sails uplifted, setting you out on new seas, new realities, new subtle nuances of this world and this planet, to be felt, sensed. And so enjoy the fragrances as you go out there and smell it all, and smell the roses. My love to you, dear humans. May sweet winds carry you home. Um, yes, it's a pleasant energy to hold, and I'm almost not surprised, because I have a whole lot of air in my chart, and I'm not surprised that it felt more, let's say, natural for me to hold than the other two. So I hope that that served you, and you also enjoyed that, and be well out there. Much love.